All right, let's talk about something that's a total game changer for innovators, patent financing. We're going to dive into how you can take your intellectual property, your big idea, and turn it into the actual fuel you need to bring that vision to life.
So here's the classic story, right? You've got this world-changing idea, a true spark of genius, but turning it into a real product, that costs money, a lot of money. The real question is, how do you possibly bridge that gap when your ambition is massive, but your bank account, well, isn't?
Let's really break this down. The problem we're talking about is what's known as the innovator's financial gap, and it's exactly what it sounds like. There is a huge, expensive gulf between having an idea and actually launching it.
I mean, just think about it for a second. You've got all the cash you need for research and development. Then comes the complex and, yeah, often super expensive process of getting the patent itself. And you're still not done. You still have to scale up for production and then fund a huge marketing launch. Every single one of these steps requires a serious investment, and that creates this massive wall for so many brilliant inventors.
But what if the very thing you're trying to protect, your patent, could also be the key to funding its own development? This is where a really powerful and honestly often overlooked solution comes into play.
So what exactly is patent financing? Put simply, it's the process of getting capital based on the value of your patents. And look, that value isn't just some number pulled out of thin air. It's based on how strong your patent is, the size of the market for your invention, and its real potential for profit. All of a sudden, your patent isn't just a legal document anymore, it's a real, tangible asset you can use to get the financial runway you need.
And this quote just nails the shift in mindset. We almost always think of patents as a defensive tool, a shield. But with patent financing, you flip the script. Your patent becomes a proactive tool. It's a key that literally unlocks the door to capital, to growth, and to getting into the market.
Now, getting the funds is obviously a huge win, but the real power of patent financing, it's the strategic edge it gives you. This is about so much more than just getting a check. It's about setting up your entire company for success in the long run.
Take a look at this typical journey. Every single step takes time and costs money. And in today's world, where everything moves at the speed of light, a long timeline can be the difference between leading the market and being totally obsolete before you even launch.
And this is absolutely crucial. When you have the funding you need, secured through your patent, you can put the pedal to the metal on this whole process. You can speed up R&D, streamline production, and get your marketing campaigns out there way sooner. That's how you grab that critical first-mover advantage that everyone's fighting for.
And the perks just keep coming. Think about it. A company backed by a strong patent, that looks like a much safer, more attractive bet to other investors. Plus, you get to keep more control of your company instead of giving away huge chunks of equity right at the start. You can even open up completely new revenue streams through licensing. Bottom line, it makes you more agile and gives you the power to really shake up the market.
Okay, so you're sold on the idea, but how does this actually work in the real world? Well, there are a few different ways to do it, a few different models, and picking the right one really depends on your company's stage and, what your big picture goals are. So the two main roads you can take are equity and debt. With equity financing, you're basically selling a piece of your company in exchange for cash. With debt financing, you're borrowing money and using your patents as the collateral. The big question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to give up a piece of the pie, or would you rather take on a loan that you have to pay back?
Two other really powerful options are grants and licensing. Now, government grants are fantastic because they're non-dilutive, which is just a fancy way of saying you don't give up any ownership or take on any debt. And with patent licensing, you're actually turning your invention into a direct revenue stream by letting other companies pay you to use your tech.
So let's see how these really stack up. With equity, you share control, which can be great if you're early stage and could use some mentorship with that cash. With debt, you keep full control, but you've got to repay that loan, so it's better for a company that has a pretty clear path to making money. Grants, you get full control and no payback, but wow, the competition is fierce, so it's really for those truly groundbreaking ideas. And licensing gives you full control and creates revenue, but the whole thing depends on finding the right partners. Each path has its own pros and cons.
But of course, it's not always a simple walk in the park. Like any major business decision, patent financing comes with its own set of challenges and things you really need to think through.
The biggest challenge is probably finding that sweet spot between getting the money you need and keeping control over your company's vision. And choosing the wrong model for your specific stage can be really risky. The whole process can feel like a maze of legal and financial paperwork. It's a lot to handle, for sure, but getting it right can make all the difference in the world.
So if there's one thing to take away,
It's this. You have to look at patent financing as a core part of your business strategy. It isn't just about getting a check. It's about leveraging your most valuable asset, your idea, to build a stronger, faster, and more competitive company, right from the very beginning.
And that really leaves us with one last powerful question to think about. Are you still looking at your patent as just another line item on an expense report, or are you ready to see it for what it truly is, your next most valuable asset, just waiting to unlock the entire future of your innovation